heard the expression, life is not measured by the number of breaths that we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Well, that's definitely the case in my life. Envision a 13-year-old prima ballerina living at the yacht club and the country club being moved to the plain old country. And on that very first day on the farm, my parents telling us that they were leaving us with a hog that might be going into labor, but not to worry because they'd be home later that evening. Shortly after they left, my brother and I were very, very excited, so we started exploring the farm. And as we did, we heard the most horrific squeal coming from the barn. We hurried and rushed in, and as we did, we saw pools of blood in the farrowing crate and no piglets. I didn't know what to do because there was no phone, no neighbors, and I only had my 9-year-old brother. So I prayed. Instantly, I thought the first thing that I could do would be able to take a deep breath, reach in, and pull out that piglet. And as I looked at the piglet, it was blue. I didn't know what to do, so I thought, what would a good pig midwife do? I ripped off the sack, took a deep breath, and gave it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And do you know, when I gave that breath, the piglet squealed. It was amazing. It was actually the first time I can ever remember having a moment that took my breath away, and that was totally rewarding. You know, some years later, we had the birth of my second son, and it was our very first home birth, and my husband was very nervous. I don't know why. I was a pig midwife, after all. I could handle this. And as I gave that last push in the tub, my son came out and he took his first breath underwater. And as the midwife whisked him up to the surface, he breathed again. And as she laid him in my arms, he looked up with me and looked in my eyes, took a breath, and it took my breath away. Just before joining the John Maxwell team, I had the opportunity to be at my mother's side as she opened her eyes for the very last time. She drew in her last breath and mouthed the words, "I love you." Let me ask you, will you breathe in every experience from this week? What will you do with these moments? What will you do with your breath? Will you embrace these moments? Will you create moments that will take your breath away? Be sure to experience all of them. And I encourage you to do just like I did with that little baby pig. Give your breath away. Impart life and leadership to another.